Hello. What we're going to talk to you about today? Well, there's a couple of things. I'm probably not going to talk about them all, but 28 years. Wait a minute. Hold on. Wrong camera. There we go. 28 years later. Saw it last night. There's a lot of buzz around this film. Got some really good reviews. The first film is one of my favorite zombie films. Really love that dystopian look and feel. I love the soundscape. I really enjoyed the sneaky experience that I did of 28 Days Later, about 10 years back with a friend of mine down in London. Was really looking forward to this film. Knew it was the part of a new trilogy, start of a new trilogy, but I really didn't like it. Did not like it at all. My camera's slowly sinking as well. Should have tightened that up, shouldn't I? Yeah, I really did not enjoy the film. Not just like a little bit didn't enjoy it. I mean, I really, really did not like the film. So yeah, I'm not going to give any spoilers away because I realize it's very, very new, but it absolutely wasn't for me. What I do find interesting about it is that the story, which I won't go into the minutiae of, is very, very similar to a very recent film of the same genre by a very famous director, to the point where things are even named the same thing. And I felt personally that the other film did it significantly better than this. I liked the direction of the first film. I even didn't hate the second film in the series, but this was, for me, totally different. Some nice cinematography in places, but yeah, totally not one that I'll be seeing again, I don't think. We'll see when the sequel drops if I need to revisit this, but yeah. Anyway, 28 years later, gone. So the second thing I'm going to talk about is what I'm doing at the moment. Hold on. Are we going to stay in place there? Let's try going back to this camera now. It might not stay in place. What I'm doing at the moment with this collection over here, my Transformers, before work this morning, I started emptying those shelves. Now, when I started collecting seriously about 15, 20 years ago, now I've always collected Transformers ever since I was a kid. I've talked about it before in videos. I'll be talking about this more over the coming weeks. I was collecting everything, and what I'm starting to do in this room is to really minimize the amount of stuff that's around me. But the stuff that is around me is the stuff that I absolutely love, adore, and feel inspired by. And looking at that collection, I'm struggling with it. Not because there's too much of it. I significantly reduced the amount of Transformers I owned 7 or 8 years ago by maybe 80%. As I say, I had a very large collection, but I've still got a significant amount of figures, a lot of which are not on display anywhere at all. And a lot of those figures I don't have any emotional attachment to. They weren't given to me as gifts. The things that I bought just as part of a collection, because I've got that sort of mentality somewhere on the spectrum, I guess, where I have to have everything in a range. And just the curation, like if you're a collector, you will get this. This sounds super nerdy, but just the curation and the care of a collection is almost a hobby in itself, and it's time consuming. Having the amount of figures that I have in there, like you can see the Optimus Primes and Megatrons, the Optimus Primes there's an absurd number. Just keeping those clean and in good condition, making sure that none of the metallic plastic is showing any signs of cracking or anything like that, which is often something that you see with certain types of metallic plastic, where there's marbling in there. Making sure that none of the transparent stuff is exposed to UV light, because that causes it to crack and things. That entire thing where a value is being affected by the lack of time to curate my collection correctly is just concerning me. So I'm going to reduce the amount that I have both on display and in my wider collection. I do rotate them semi-regularly, but I think it's time now to just keep the ones that I want to pass on to my lad when he's a little bit older, and the stuff that I know he's going to enjoy playing with, which are some of like the Bay vs Dino bots later on down the line, and then just really reducing the amount and seeing some return on investment for that collection to get some other stuff that's a bit more beneficial to me at this point in my life. So yeah, that's it. The other thing that I was going to address as well was a comment that somebody made via PM to me saying, why are my videos during the week less miserable than my weekend videos? And that's a really good question. And I'm not going to talk about it today, but I am going to talk about it going forward. I wouldn't say miserable's the right word though, but yeah, I can see what you mean. So yeah, right. Have a good one. I'll see you on the other side, and I will catch you later, no doubt. See ya.